You're a big sports fan. Have you struggled to not having live sports on like everybody else, or is it something that you watch a lot of, or do you have the time to watch it?
Yeah, I tell you, I have a bit of a gym set up here. So when I'm training at home, when I've got kettlebells and whatever I have, and a running machine, we've got a Peloton, we've got all this stuff down there, which is great. And one of my favorite things about having it all there is I have a TV in there, and I just exclusively watch Sky Sports Golf on it. And I've been loving watching, actually, all the Solheim Cup replay stuff. I'm just loving this. That seems to be on the most. Bit of Ryder Cup stuff, Old Opens, all those Chronicles of a Champion, all that. I can't get enough of all that, And then I found myself, I was sending those pictures to you a couple of weeks ago or last week, watching this Lions second test, 2009. I found myself doing that because of, genuinely missing rugby. And, rugby and golf have been my two sort of main sports. I'm a big football fan, soccer fan. But I found myself, I've been missing that. But as the years have gone on, I've been less and less into it. It's sort of the thing that with having a family and stuff has subsided a wee bit is football. But rugby and golf, I feel I need. But it's interesting, mate. I was thinking, you take it all away, and yes, look, we're all missing it, and we all love it, and we don't need it. You think you really need it, and you look at the let's take golf and these tournaments they have these Rolex events and the money that they're for and all this stuff, and it's sort of, when you take a step back from it, all just seems a wee bit too much. Do you know what I mean?
Do you reckon? Do you not think?
I do. I just think the money involved, when you think it, look, no one's having it, apart from whoever set up Netflix, no one's having a great day at the office financially in this time. I don't know. There's been a bit of that thing of how much people are struggling, and then I've just been a bit like, Jesus, golf tournaments and the money that's played for every week, and does there need to be such big events every week, and such huge money, and you come 50th and you still get 10 grand, and I don't know. It's just made me look at it a bit differently. But by the way, I'll still be gagging for it when it comes back. You know what I mean? But it's made me assess it a little different.
Have you played golf since they opened the courses back up?
Yeah.
A lot.
I got out this morning. Actually, listen, I'm lucky. But just before Christmas, I put in a golf simulator into my house, and so I played more golf than most people. I was actually texting with Rory a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Have you played any golf?" And he said, "Haven't hit a ball in 7 weeks. I'm here with blisters on my hands from playing so much golf in my room." So it's been nice because I've taken out the real golf now, and I'm playing the best golf of my life, I have to say. Which isn't great golf, but I'm hitting.
So what's your go-to course on the simulator?
It's funny, the company who make it are an Asian company, so there's a lot of Chinese courses and a lot of Japanese courses I've never heard of.
Right.
Some South Korean courses. But then it has, a couple of the roster for us for the Dunhill. It's got Kings Barnes, and it's got St Andrews, all 3 or 4 courses at St Andrews. So I play the old course St Andrews a lot because, you're hoping that every October you'll be there for real, getting your Dunhill invitation, and because, let's be honest, it's quite a scoreable course. It's not, if you're hitting it quite well, you'll play well at St Andrews. So for a confidence booster, or if you're thinking about having the simulator, is you tinker so much because you can. So you'll be watching something on Sky Sports, and McGinley will say something about strong left-hand grip or something. You're like, downstairs and try that, and you do it.
But you have a telly down there by the simulator, so can you kind of get your tips from it, and then literally go and hit shots immediately?
No, I mean, I'm willing to take the 10-second journey away from that TV to get down there.
Green shot. I must see what he said next. Up the stairs. Makes sense, all right. No wonder you've got calves like Phil Mickelson.
Well, he has calves like me. I brought the iPad down there just a couple of times, and often I like, which I was able to do before Christmas when there's still golf on, and early in the new year, or there wasn't golf on there, but I would bring, if there's live sport on, if there's football or whatever, and I wanted to hit balls, I'd bring my iPad down there and I'd be able to watch it while hitting balls, which is kind of a dream. It's also, it's good. It's good setup.
So where do you ordinarily play your golf? Is it locally to where you're living now?
Yeah.
Or yeah?
So I live in Gloucestershire, and a club called Minchinhampton. It's got 2 new courses, 36 holes new, and then it's got an old course on the Common, which is like sort of linksy. That is, I played it for the first time. There's a 9-minute walk from my front door, which is pretty great. So, and the weather's been unbelievable. So I've been out, it's been really nice.
I'm out this afternoon. Actually, I'll give you a laugh. I'm on the bike with the clothes on the shoulders. I said to my missus there, she goes, "You what?" I haven't done it for 25 years, but I want to have a few drinks in socially distancing drinks in Conor Ridge, Shane Lowry's manager's house after playing golf with him. So yeah, I said, no, I'm going to get the bike down there with the clubs up and helmet. She's like, I want a picture of that. No, you can't. I've got my golf shoes on here now, ready to go, ready to sprint out the door.
Nothing else, just that shirt and some golf shoes.
It looks that way. I got a pair of pink shorts on, and trust me, I do not have dark complexion skin, so it looks as though it could be in the buff. But do you, from a rugby point of view, you played a bit of rugby to a good standard?
What is a good standard? I mean, compared to you, probably not a great standard. But I played an okay standard. I played in the first at Methody, which is a big rugby school, but only in my upper 6th year, not in 5th year or lower 6th. I was nowhere near it either of those years.
Back three on the wing, fullback.
I was out half until upper 6th, and then moved on to the wing when they realised I did the 100 sub 11. So it was, I didn't really have a choice. And also because at 10, I probably ran it too much myself. And they thought maybe give me a bit more space. And David Wells, who was our coach, who's sort of iconic figure up in the north, decided to move me on the wing. And then I love
that you've spun that positively. That's so good. It's always a promotion from 10 to the wing, isn't it? Hands, you forgot to leave. You left out the hands like feet part. No.
Hold on. Let's. It's funny. Obviously, because of what I'm saying about me being quite a positive person, I've only ever seen it that way. just with his pace, we just have to make use of him out there. So anyway, school, and then to be honest, I played my best rugby ever the year after I left school. But weirdly, I was still at school. I repeated sixth form after my mom died, and I stayed an extra year at school. And obviously, I was too old to play for Methody anymore. I was very young for my original year, so I was only missed out by a month or something, which was annoying. But so I couldn't play at school. So I played Belfast Harlequins. I played the Harlequins under 23, and at the end of that year, which is probably trying to coax out of me because you know it very well, I had an Ulster under 21 trial. That, you've heard about more than once.
How did it go again?
Well, listen, I'm sat here 18 years.
What could have been?
18 years later as an actor. I wasn't good. It wasn't good enough. I think I could have played a decent club, All Ireland Division 2 probably, and been in the stages and as a real job, getting your hunt. Back then, I remember I played for Harlequins first twice. Then when I was 19, and got 50 quid each time to play, and I remember thinking this is unbelievable that you could get handed money to play rugby. And then I went off to uni, played for a bit. Didn't go to a good rugby uni or whatever, but so moved back, fly half at uni, back to 10. And then I had a big decision to make about going back to uni, and I didn't want to go, and I wanted to move to London. at uni, and I had an England universities trial in the August, at the end of the August, and I said, to be honest, that's the only reason I'd want to go back for the England university trial, which is some nonsense. So he was like, well, if that's it, then I'm happy to let you, step out of uni and follow your gut, which I did.
And would you keep an eye on Ulster's progress? And obviously, you're a big Irish fan. Anytime, would you go to a bit of trouble to go and watch an Ireland game if you're in a foreign country?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Particularly if it's a big game, it's an important game. I've had. Jesus, I think back now. It's. Back. This is going to sound like sort of, when I was at school, when I was growing up, every Friday night every other Friday night would be at Ravenhill. It's a big thing, going to Ulster matches and those Friday night games. And I had some great memories of going to watch Ulster then, and, running on the pitch to try to get Gary Longwell's autograph after, those are the days. Then I think when I first moved to London, fell out of interest with Ulster a wee bit, just because you're away and you're doing different things, and it's just it wasn't on my radar as much. And then more recently I probably got back into following Ulster closely, but with Ireland I've never wavered. It was just a big thing for me growing up. We had an apartment in Ranelagh when I was a kid, almost exclusively for when my sister was at uni there and stuff. But when we were younger than that, it was exclusively for international weekends and going down and staying there. And actually, the day I proposed to Millie, we were in LA, and I was out there doing pilot season or whatever, 8-9 years ago. And Ireland were playing Wales in the Six Nations, and there's this pub out in Santa Monica by the beach. It was the only place. It's a bit better now in LA. It was the only place that showed it. You $20 to get in, and it kicked off at 6 a.m. LA time. So I had Millie up at 5. It was way down at the beach. So it was like 45-minute drive, and she was going, "What?" And I knew I was going to propose to her that day, and she was like, "I can't. Honestly, you're getting me up to go." I was like, "Just, you have to come. You go yourself." I'm like, "No, you have to come with me." Dragged her the whole way to Santa Monica to watch, and we got beaten by Wales. A terrible match. The TV was crap as well. They kept losing their signal. It was dreadful. And Millie was just like, "What am I doing with this guy? Like, what a loser." And I was just trying to tell her, like, your day's going to get better, or maybe it's not. But in my head, it's going to get better. Yeah, I make an effort to watch Ireland, definitely. Yeah.
Tough crowd, getting blamed for bad broadcasting.
Yeah, but listen, I paid 20 quid.
Did you get your breakfast for 20 quid as well?
Yeah, if someone cooks it for me, I'll eat it.
Just before you go, what are you watching at the moment? You talked about Netflix. Are you someone that delves into the deepest, darkest parts of Netflix, or do you just skate on the top along with everybody else? I.e., have you watched The Last Dance?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, with Netflix? I think there's other platforms that it's sort of easier to find good stuff, if I'm honest with you. With Netflix, they sort of quite forceful in what they want you to watch, aren't they? And it's like they have picked their prize asset for the week and they are shoving it down your throat when you get on there. So some stuff you can't avoid. And I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. It's just sometimes it means you miss out on some other great stuff that's on there that you'd have to hunt about for a wee bit. But yeah, we did. Have you heard of this thing, Normal People? Nobody's talking about it. This tiny show.
I've started the book twice and not completed it. So my missus is raving about it. Says it's really good.
Like it's brilliant. They are brilliant. It's very nuanced, beautiful work. The two leads. So yeah, we took The Last Dance. Yeah, of course.
Did you watch it with Millie?
No, I didn't. But there's a few people that are sort of above the sport and above, they are more than just, a player in the game, and Jordan's obviously one of them. And so I thought it would be sort of enough to get Millie involved. And she didn't really have any interest. I mean, look, there's a lot of it she'd say she would have interest in, and then there is some stuff that is just very much about the season and losing to, you know, Orlando Magic and what that meant and all this sort of stuff. But it's phenomenal, isn't it? I mean, what an athlete, and you know, just the scale of his popularity and his fame and his reach and just the athleticism of the guy. And the whole time they're smoking massive cigars in the change room.
What's that about? How did you get away with that? I want to understand that. Is that just a look smoke? Surely is there a little inhale going on there? What's like? It's a non-stop smoke fest.
Yeah, you sort of don't with a cigar, don't you? I mean, I think that's the thing about it. It's not like really going into your lungs. It's not great for the inside of your mouth and all this sort of diseases you can get within the mouth, I think. But your lungs are let alone, really, I think, by cigars. I'm not a big cigar guy. I probably have more cigars in the last 12 months than I have in my life, which is about 4 in the last 12 months. But, you know, if you really commit to it, it's like an hour and a half to like fully get through one if you want to finish it. But I'm usually just like at a wedding or, you know, that's when I'll rock one out.
And what's your thoughts on pre-game? I agree with you on Jordan. Do you think because he's bigger, you know, than other players, do you think he has the right to perceive himself that way as well? Or do you look for a little bit more humility in kind of heroes of the game?
Well, everyone says you were a bit of a prick in the changing room.
Not everyone can be wrong.
Listen, no, and listen, you know, there's some people you let away with a bit more probably, and I think what is interesting is that they kind of all said that he got the best out of them and got more out of them than he would have had he been just Mr. Nice Guy. So there's something in it, and I do think at the heart of it, as much as he had all these like internal battles and like he needed those to get through the games and perform the way he did, there's also like he wanted the team to win. You know, he wanted them to be champions, you know, every year if he could. So, you know, I there's more allowance for it, you know, than most players because of the quality he had, you know. But then you hear stories that, you know, where people, you just don't have to be like that. Like I'm not, you know, there's lots of brilliant team sportsmen who are not like that and still got the best of themselves and the players around them every week, you know.
Yeah. What's next? What's next for the next couple of months? Like, so, you know, I don't know if you're a music goer, but if there were drive-in music gigs, or, you know, now that we're going to be seeing Premiership or football coming back, will you watch that? Will you partake, or are you happy with the current existence to go on for another couple of months?
No, I'm ready for things to start to normalize now. I think not that there hasn't been elements of it that I haven't loved, but yeah, no, I think there's a drive-in cinema that's happening near us next week, I think, that we might go to, and there's a couple of things like that. A gig in your car? No.
Danny Zuko.
Oh God! Can you imagine? There's just no way. That's not going to work.
Yeah. And what about things like?
You know what I'd love? You know what I'd love? I'd love it if there was like a Glastonbury-esque, or something like Glastonbury, or something that was, you know, Glastonbury's obviously at the end of June. That's already been cancelled. There's talk about it apparently being cancelled for next year already. I don't know how that works. But something, if there was something like that was an outdoor like festival, outdoor gig, because we know those days where you're with people you love and all your mates and your wife, whatever it is, and it's in your head, it's always sunny and there's just such a big build up and you're drinking during the day in the sun. They're brilliant days. If there's something like that was in the middle of September or something that seemed like plausible, I would love that. I would just love to have, because imagine the feeling there, the euphoria, and everyone finally able to, you know, because people, you know, as great as it is that it's easing now and people are going to be able to see each other, it's not real yet, you know. it'd be great to have something to really look forward to at the end. It's still clinging on the summer, you know, that's a big outdoor event like that. But I don't know. I mean, where do you stand on the Ryder Cup without fans?
I don't think it works. I don't think it works. That is the Ryder Cup. And if you don't have cheering, if you don't have sledging going on, if you don't have a bit of that, sometimes it's a bit over the top in the States. We're probably guilty of it as well, but it does seem it's more extreme over in the States, where there's a lot of bustling mid shots. And but if you don't have that to rile the players up, you know, I don't think you have the same. It's not the same context of what Ryder Cup has been built on. So I think you're better off pushing it a year if that's the case.
And what about the Celebrity Ryder Cup?
Definitely go with that. You've got to, at all costs, push that ahead, irrespective of whether there's a real Ryder Cup thereafter.
Can we just get it on record here that the only people to win their matches when we were part of the Celebrity Ryder Cup team in Paris were you, me, and Niall Horan, all the Irish people, the only people to bring home the points? Shocking.
What's the plan for the rest of the day?
I promised my kids a bit of proper straight up daddy time because it's half term, so we're not even doing homeschooling in the morning, and I stepped out for a bit of golf. So I've got to put some proper time in now, and it's a glorious day. So happily enough, I'll muck around with them for a bit, and then I've hired a car for the last couple of weeks because when we moved to New York, we thought we weren't coming back for a long time, and we got rid of our cars. So I have the old 1988 convertible Merc that has 2 seats in it. We've been kind of trying to get by on with a family of 5. Absolute nightmare. So I've been having to hire cars here and there, but actually I'm sorted out on Monday. I'm getting a car for a short-term deal, but so I've got to drop a hire car off. All very exciting. And we might have a crack at making pizza on the green egg tonight, which I've never done.
All right. Yeah, make your own dough? No, yeah. Those bases are too easy to buy now. Someone sent me like a yogurt-based dough recipe. I was like, thanks a million. Never trying it. No. So, yeah. Chicken on a pizza?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. Is that place in Dublin still open, Miller's?
Yeah, it is. I haven't been for years, but you can get everything and anything.
Yeah, it's like fish and chip pizzas.
Yeah. And it works there, but I don't know whether that's just because they've been doing it for years and they get away with it. Yeah. But like, if you tried one of those at home, you're like, what am I doing? Because you'd also make the balls of it too.
Yeah, I'm not for the first time I try a pizza on the green egg. I'm not doing haddock and chips on there.
I haven't done the Kamado Joe pizza yet, so maybe this weekend.
Yeah, give it a whirl.
Listen, brilliant stuff. Thanks for your time this afternoon, and enjoy your play date. And I'm going to go off for 9 holes and a couple.
You only play 9?
Oh yeah, we're only allowed to play 9 at the moment.
Oh yeah, because in the Republic you've been pretty strict, right?
Yeah, I think they have. To be honest with you, 9 or 12 suits me these days.
Yeah.
Like 18, I start getting tired at 15. And any half decent score, is thrown away. So 9, 12 holes, getting no trouble at home, gone for 2 hours, and you're back.
Are you telling me the next time we go on a golf tour somewhere, we're going to have to work it around you only being able to play 9 to 12 holes a day?
Well, listen, we missed the first 3 or 4 holes on that last day anyway, so that's only 14 or 15 holes. So that was actually my plan, to not wake. Brilliant stuff. Listen, thanks for talking to us, and good luck in the next while. All right, cheers.
Good man.